The qualities that we're going to play with today are deep presence and active receptivity. So that's really the foundation of the masculine, which would be deep presence, and the feminine, which would be a sort of active receptivity. And again, for anybody who's new, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. We could animate them at different times. We should animate them at different times. But for the most part, within a relationship, there are oftentimes one partner who is more satisfied in a sexual moment or in a romanticized moment, animating one pole, so the masculine, and the other manifesting the other pole. Like it would be more delicious most of the time, I'll just generalize, for a man to be in the more masculine energy than in the feminine, and vice versa. Now, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't play with others or you can't, but it just turns out that it's oftentimes men will feel more at home in the more masculine qualities of today we're going to be practicing with deep presence. And women will often be more at home in this receptive or surrendered state. It will feel more like home or more natural. Now, there might be all kinds of conditioning, there always is, that keeps us from accessing those deep places, those deeper places. And that's why we practice. That's why we set structure so we can actually work through our stuff in partnership. And it's always for the sake of love. So it's never about being something more or doing this because we're not enough. Like it's for the sake of love, it's for the sake of experiencing who we are. That's the spirit with which we do any of these things. Again, we're going to be playing with deep presence and active receptivity. So deep presence would be it's like, okay, what would feel better for the women in the room? Would you feel more safe and potentially attracted to your man if he was like sitting in front of you? You could tell he was very present, like his body was still, maybe his breath was full, and he was like his gaze was upon you. Would that feel better and safer and more attractive? Or would you rather him slumped over, looking around, looking at his phone, maybe watching TV? Which would feel more attractive? Just raise your hand for number one if that would feel more. I'd rather that. Great. So deep presence, it animates in a certain way. So it animates in our posture, our breath, and our awareness. I believe I mentioned this last time, but we'll be coming back to this over and over again. Posture, breath, awareness. Those are the three sort of pillars of practice for the masculine. So when we begin today, I'm going to be giving you some cues, men, to get you into that place of deep presence expressed through your body, expressed through your breath, expressed through your awareness, your attention. And on the feminine side, we're going to be playing with active receptivity. What's especially delightful for a man is to feel that his presence has an effect on you. And it always does, whether you know it or I'm sure the women are aware of it. Like they can feel when their man walks into a room. But when a man is able to sense that his presence has a sort of pleasurable effect on his partner, it encourages him to be even deeper in his presence. It has him go, oh, she likes that. Remember, men like to be good at doing things. Like they want to be good at what they do. And so when they can feel, oh, she likes that I'm present with her, it encourages a sort of a positive feedback loop for him to start to go, okay, let me find out how I can be even more present, allow even more presence to flow from me to her. And the beautiful thing that in partnership that we're going to play with today a bit that you get to offer is to give a kind of, again, feminine, the essence of feminine practice is active receptivity. So you're actively receiving his presence. It's not some passive thing where you're like, okay, like he's just going to do what he's going to do. And then there's a dynamism to it. And so what we're going to play with today, which the feminine does naturally so beautifully, is to make the man or the masculine more aware, particularly when he becomes less aware. When you become sensitive enough, you can feel like that hurts to the feminine. Like when presence is lost, it feels like love is lost. And what women will often do unconsciously is they will like try and show their man, like, come on, be more here, be more awake. I can't feel you, da da da. And they'll try and tell him with words or with emotions, which is good. Like they're wanting their man to be more present. There's a wisdom in that. It just doesn't always come out the most useful way or in a way that he can really understand. So today we're going to try and play with accessing that dynamic in a way that he can really understand, to just make it really straightforward. What I'll have you do is face your partner in a way that's comfortable. So ideally, you can sit up straight, spines, hearts facing each other. And again, from last time, men, you want to be able to sit so that your hips are higher than your knees. If your knees are higher than your hips, it'll start to pull on your hip flexors and it will suck. So if you need an extra couple cushions or whatever it is, great. And then just make sure everybody's comfortable, and particularly men, make sure she's comfortable. Let me just study her body for a moment and see, does she need an extra cushion? Does she need a tender caress of her face? Does she, yeah, just need anything to be comfortable in this moment? And then to begin with here, ladies, you're going to be training your man into a sort of samurai style presence. And so what will be what you'll need for that is to be able to reach out and touch his thigh or his knee, his upper leg, anything within your arm's reach. So just reach your right hand out if you're right-handed or left hand out. Just make sure you can touch your man. And what we're going to do is first of all, let's do this. I'd like you to find a kind of baseline of a slap. Okay. Man, you can give her a nod if you're okay with this, but I'll describe it to you. What she's going to do is just in a way that is not too hard and not too soft, but like perfectly forced to wake you up. She's going to slap you on your thigh with one of her hands. Okay, so the first thing to do is just find the baseline, find like what feels good. So, ladies, just go ahead and give him a little slap and tell her, man, like harder or softer. If you got knee surgery or something, don't hit him there, but I just fine tune it. So, men, just give her harder or a little softer. And then when it's perfect, you're like, yes, just like that. Good, good. So, ladies, remember what that felt like, the sort of the strength of that slap. That's what his system needs today in this moment to return to presence, to wake up, to to be here with you without drifting. And so as we begin here in a moment, man, I'm going to give you some instruction that's going to help accentuate presence in you. But for the moment, what I'd like you to do is just take a moment to meet each other's gaze. So if you can, looking into each other's left eye, just Take a moment to feel the beautiful human that's sitting in front of you and see if you can the perfection that's in their eyes. You can see what's deep and beautiful about them. Just take a moment to be here just as two humans meeting. And now, men, I'm going to give you some instructions here to help accentuate presence through your body. And then, ladies, you can just receive him as he receives instruction, and then we'll go on to the next step of the practice. Men, let your shoulders draw slightly down and back, like gently opening up the front of your chest, almost like you're plugging your shoulder blades into your back pockets. And let your tongue just gently touch the roof of your mouth. It's like just behind your front teeth or wherever it naturally rests in the roof of your mouth. Soften behind your eyes. Like soften in the center of your skull. Take your chin and tuck it down and in just slightly. Just notice what that does to the back of your neck, how it elongates the back of your neck. And you might also notice your partner, she may respond to these subtle shifts and notice that when it occurs, depending on how sensitive she is, her body might just automatically respond to these subtle shifts. So just notice that when that occurs. Feel the weight of your hips in your seat and let your hips be really heavy, almost like your hips weighed 1,000 pounds, like they were the anchor of a ship just sinking down into the earth. And then begin to just notice your own breath. So just notice your own breath. And if you can, bring a little effort to it. Bring some force to your breath. So you could really feel it as you inhale. You could feel your breath filling your body as you exhale. You could feel it exiting. Good. And then what I'd like you to do now is take all of your attention. So keep all of the structural pieces, your chin, your tongue, your shoulders, your hips, your breath. Keep all those pieces. And now just put all of your attention onto your partner. So it's like you could feel the force of your attention going towards her, like feeling into her. And ladies, when you can feel his presence with you, just give him a little nod so he knows, like, okay, she can feel me giving her my presence. She can feel my attention on her. Good. And now, ladies, what you're going to do is you're going to start to train your man to stay in deep presence. And so you can begin to feel his presence with you. Like I've seen you all nod, so you know what it's like to feel his presence with you. And what I'd like you to do is begin now that in any moment that you feel his presence drop, slap him in just the way that he showed you how. So if you felt him drop when I gave that instruction, give him a little slap. If you feel him trying too hard or beginning to think, just give him that slap. And this is a slap of love. It's a slap of come back to me. Return to me, my beloved. Come back to this moment with me. And then if she slaps you, let it be a call to wake back up. Let it be a call to know, yes, it's almost like a deep thank you. Like she's training your presence to be with her, to be with what is. And so if you feel him drop even just a centimeter, there's a fly on the other side of the room and you can feel him think about it. Give him a slap. And then when she slaps you, notice, oh, I was thinking about that fly, and now I'm back. Just my presence on her, just feeling her, attuned to her, like moment by moment. Even if she slaps you, it's just a thank you. Your breath is full, your body's relaxed, and your presence is with her. And he might smile, and his presence could stay totally with you. He might smile, and his presence could totally drop. If it drops, just give him a slap. You're tuning him up. So really begin to feel like you're tuning him, ladies, like you're showing him in your own way with this slap. No, come back to me. Come back to me. Men still is breathing. It's like you're a mountain of presence. Just she could slap you 10,000 times and you would make the subtle corrections each time and just give her more. Just give him one slap at a time so he can really take it in. And then when she slaps, give your attention right back to her. So you're all doing pretty good here. And so we're going to start to add a piece for you, ladies. So what I'd like you to start to do is so it continues slapping if his presence drops. But if his presence is with you and it feels good, begin to show him the pleasure of his presence with you. So you might connect in with your, like, the feeling of your throat, the feeling of your own heart, the feeling of your own belly or womb, and feel his presence with you. And through your own body, through your own breath, and also through sound, begin to show him the pleasure of his presence. The pleasure of his presence. And if he drops for 1 second, slap him. And then when he brings his attention back to you, show him the pleasure of that. So maybe his presence drops, you slap him, and then he takes a breath and you feel it return to you, and then you let out a sigh of pleasure. You show him, like, yes, it feels good to have you feel me. If you want him to be with you, you must show him that it feels good. He needs to feel through you that it feels good to have him with you. So if his presence makes your spine become soft, show him that. If it makes your throat have a sound, show him that. But then if he drops, show him the displeasure through a slap. Show him the displeasure of, ouch. And then the moment it comes back. So there's this moment by moment flow of connection. It's not dropped for a single second. And men, if you can keep all of this, begin to, as you feel your presence with her, begin to breathe for her. So as you inhale, it's like you're inhaling for her. And ladies, if he drops presence when he does that, just give him a little slap. But then when you feel his presence come back, show him that through your own body, through the sound that you might make. Show him the pleasure of his presence. He needs it. He needs to feel what it feels like. And then, if you can, begin to breathe for her. So you could imagine, in fact, your breath traveling down the front of her body as you inhale. It's like you're inhaling for her. And men, don't let her drift. If she's drifting, bring her back with your presence. You might need to command her presence or her pleasure more through your presence. Don't let her drift for a second. Use the force of your own presence to demand her active receptivity, moment by moment. Every man here could stand to breathe a little deeper. And again, ladies, I'll just say this. Men, if you could stand to feel her expression even more, if you could take more of her expression, just give her a nod. Just give her a nod if you could use even more of her displeasure and her pleasure. Like that both are welcome. Just let her know through a nod. Like, yeah, I want that. I need that. And ladies, you're crafting your man through your own expression. So it's almost like you're crafting your ideal man in this moment through the pleasure you show him, what it feels like to receive his presence, and the displeasure of his presence leaving. So craft him. And let yourselves be weird, especially if this is your first time and you feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's okay. Like, just let yourself take a risk. Let yourself take a risk and just feel what might come through. Maybe you make a weird face at him. Maybe you like let out the sound of your deep womb. You just, whatever comes through with pleasure, displeasure, craft him to be like the most present man in the world through your own active receptivity, your own active reception of him. And men, whatever she gives you, it's just like the slap. It's like, yes, yes, thank you. Whatever she gives you. You might even nod your head sometimes. Yes, like I want this. I need you. I need your active participation in our love. I need you to tune me up. We won't be here too much longer, but what if you were to spend like the rest of your life in this practice? How could you hold yourself? How would you want to breathe? How would you want to feel to make this the most exquisite experience you could? Good. Actively showing him the pleasure and the displeasure. And men, if this feels like you can really begin to take active, not control, but force of her breath. So a lot of you could stand to inhale quite a bit deeper. And if this is available to you, feel that breath traveling down the front of her body. Feel your breath traveling down the front of her body. And if he loses presence with you, ladies, give him a slap or give him a growl or show him in some way the displeasure of his presence dropping. And then when it returns, show him the pleasure. Like, yes, you're back. You're with me. I'm with you. And it's going to take a couple moments here to give permission to the women in one or two sentences, if there's anything that he could do with his breath or his body or his attention that would have you trust him even more, go ahead and tell that to him. So maybe you could just want to feel his breath even deeper. You just tell him that, or so you want to feel a softness behind his eyes. So just take in, is his head collapsed up? Is his chest sunken in? Just notice what he could do with his body or his breath. And just tell him, and then men take it on. And then ladies, if it, like as he does it, show him the pleasure. If it feels good, show him the effect of whatever you have shown him. We'll just be here another couple minutes, so men just take on what they've given you. Ladies, let your words come to silence and come back to the wordlessness, wordless expression, wordless response of moment by moment, letting yourself receive his presence and show him what it feels like. He needs to know. What you may think is a wild expression of what you're feeling, ladies, to him is like a squeak of a mouse, just so you know. So women might know exactly what you're feeling. He very likely does not. So if you think you're at like a 10 of expression right now, go to 11 or go to 12 or go to 30 and just see how he responds. He likely needs much more both of your responsiveness to his pleasure and the displeasure of him losing presence. So just try that on these last few moments. If nothing else, just make the sound of what you're feeling. Let him feel through sound what it is that you're feeling through him being present with you or losing his presence. This may be very new, this may be very vulnerable for her, men. So if that's true, like really be with her tenderness, be with her vulnerability, be with, it's very vulnerable to open, very tender to open. So give her your presence in a way that really allows her to flower open in her own timing. This last moment here, giving her all of your presence, men. Breathing with her. Feeling her. And begin now to just bring whatever it is you're experiencing down into subtlety. So don't drop the connection, but let yourself just make it more and more subtle. Let it become like this beautiful golden thread between you. So precious. And through your eyes, let your partner see whatever gratitude you have for them, for this exercise, for being present with you to the best of their ability, for being expressive with you to the best of their ability. Let them feel through your eyes a deep thank you. Thank you for training me. Thank you for tuning me up to love, to presence. In these last few moments, see if you can just sync your breath up. Because they breathe in, you breathe in, just like you were one body, breathing, inhaling and exhaling together. And just let whatever came through this exercise settle in. Notice what permission it may have given you, or what vulnerability it may have touched, what presence it may have had you access. And just take 2 more breaths together. And on your last exhale, just let out a sound, just both of you letting out just a very natural sound as you exhale. And then starting with the women, I'd like you to take about 2 minutes to share with your man 2 things. One is praise. So whatever you want to praise about him in that practice, like particularly what he did with his breath, his body, the depth of his presence with you, whatever is worthy of praise, do that. And then as well, if there's anything you want to share about just what that was like for you, what you felt in that experience, you can share that with him as well. But make sure to praise what was praiseworthy for him. Go ahead and begin. Again, if you ever want to experience this quality of him again, praise it. To tell him he did a good job at that thing. It will help him to want to do it again. And then just start to let your share wrap up. And then, men, now you're going to take about 2 minutes to share with her what you want to praise about what you saw in her in that practice. Again, if you ever want to experience her like this again, whatever level of openness she brought you, praise it, reflect it back to her, show her what it was that was beautiful, praiseworthy. And then if there's any pieces that actually, we'll just stick to that. We'll just stick to that, man. Just take the next 2 minutes to praise your partner for everything that was beautiful about that practice. Go ahead and begin. You're affirming the parts of her that want to open but might have been tender or scared. Really be a reflection of how beautiful and strong, radiant it is for her to open. And ladies, believe him. Really practice believing him. Like you're still actively receiving his presence, his truth. Let yourself take it in. Just take another 30 seconds or so, man. If there's anything else. And then then let yourself start to bring it to a close if you haven't. And then let your hands come together in front of your hearts, both of you, just gazing eye to eye, just giving each other some kind of bow of gratitude and thanks and love. It's a beautiful thing to discipline ourselves into devotion and connection and love. Just bow to the beautiful human in them that has done that today. And then let your eyes close. Let your eyes close and see yourself bringing what it is you got today into some future moment with your partner. To feel maybe yourselves making love or some intimate moment where you could bring this, what you practiced today, into it, into that moment. See that occurring, feel that occurring, feel what it would be like to make love in that kind of way or to relate from that kind of place. Feel that, see that occurring. And then lastly, whatever it is that you got today, just make a wish or prayer, send it out from your heart that all beings may experience whatever benefit you got today, whatever level of truth or sweetness or openness or pleasure or presence. Just send out a wish that, you don't just keep it to yourself, send it out so that all beings could experience this kind of love, this kind of trust, this kind of safety in their body to feel and be present and express. Just send that out as a wish. And then we could all just bow one more time with our eyes closed to the fulfillment of that wish. And on your next inhale, just opening your eyes. And men, just give one last little blast of presence to your partner. Oh, I haven't gone anywhere. Don't you forget about me. I haven't forgotten about you. And maybe make some commitments to bring this to her in some real way in the not too distant future. With that, deep bows. Thank you all for your practice, your presence. Really beautiful to feel where you all went, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.